Hey boys and girls, welcome back to PE with Mrs. Christensen. We are going to be working on some basketball shooting today. So if you have a basketball, that is awesome. If you don't have basketball, use a playground ball, a kickball, any other type of ball that you have that bounces. You'll also need paper dots and a garbage can. Since most of you guys don't have a hoop at home, you can use a trash can. Before we start our basketball shooting game, we're going to practice the keys of shooting. And you'll need one paper dot and your basketball. Set your dot out in front of you and just leave it there for now. So, keys of basketball are beef. Not really beef, but that's our acronym that we use to remember what to do when we're shooting a basketball. B means balance. You want to be balanced on both your feet with your knees bent, ready to move. Okay, so B for balance. E is eyes. You want your eyes facing your target and looking at where you want to shoot the ball. So that is your first E. Second E is elbow. You want to have your ball in your dominant hand. So whatever hand you write with is your dominant hand. You want to have that ball in that hand. Okay, your other foot would be slightly in front. Okay, so a little bit step in front when you go to shoot. So ball in your dominant hand, your other hand, your non-dominant hand is just going to kind of help to hold it there. So E for elbow. And the last one is going to be F for follow through. So you want to push and flick your wrist to follow through. Let's practice those again without the ball. So balance, okay, on both feet, eyes, elbow, follow through with that flick of the wrist. That helps the ball to spin and land inside the basket. So you tell me what to do. First key for balance, very good, on both feet. Second key, eyes, looking at your target, excellent. Third key, elbow, elbow up. Your dominant hand has that elbow up. Your other hand is on the side. Good. And last key is F, follow through. Very good. So what I want you to practice is I want you to stand about 5 steps away from your dot, and you're going to practice just throwing it up, the ball up, and shooting, and have it try to land on that dot. So bend your knees, balance, eyes, elbow, follow through. I want you to practice this 10 times. Ready? Balance, eyes. Your eyes aren't going to look at the dot, they're going to kind of look straight ahead because that's where a basketball hoop would be. So balance, eyes, elbow up, follow through. If you miss the dot, that's okay. Just practice and get consistent with where you're throwing that ball, trying to aim it at that dot. Now our game is going to be trash ball. You want to make sure that you have your trash can set up. You can even put it against the wall so you have a little bit of a backboard to bang the ball off of. Girls, this is Mrs. Christensen. We are in my office to play this game because we needed a door to do this. So what you need is a doorway. You need 5 sock balls. I have yarn balls because I left my socks at home, but they function as the same thing. And then you need a box. So I have my box here. Okay, here's my box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off 3 of the edges on one side. So I leave one because that's what I'm going to put over the door to hold in the doorway. So I'm just going to cut that flap off. You may need your mom or dad's help for this. Be any size box that will fit in the doorway. Not a huge one, of course, but you don't want one that's too small. So like here you go. A box that's kind of like a square would be good. A rectangular box like a cereal box would be too skinny because you want your ball to be able to go in it. This is going to act as your hoop. So now that you have your box cut with one flap on top and you have the bottom open, go get one of your parents. And what they're going to do is hang this box over the door, and they're going to hold it in the doorway with this flap. So just like this. Parents, you can watch this as well. So put it over the doorway, close the door, and then you have your basketball hoop there. All right, and so now you're going to try to shoot your sock balls into the hoop. Now, to do this, you don't want to stand right underneath it because that's not where you would shoot a basketball from. You want to step back away from your hoop and try to make your shot. And remember, you're using your cues for shooting. So balance, you want to be on both feet, knees bent, okay, in that athletic position. If you're standing straight up, that's not a way to shoot a basketball. It doesn't give you any power. Your legs actually help you to push the ball up to get it into the hoop. So balance, your eyes are going to be looking at your hoop, okay? Your elbow is going to be up with your ball in your hand. And then your last one is follow through. So those are your 4 cues for shooting. They are beef, balance, eyes, elbow, follow through. You're going to push it up and then flick your wrist to follow through. So boys and girls, what you're going to do is you're going to try and shoot your sock balls into your hoop. Have a spot on your floor that's far away from the hoop that you have to stand behind. You can mark it with your cones, you can mark it with a piece of tape, but you don't want to keep inching closer and closer to your hoop. So boys and girls, I have my timer ready. I have 1 minute to see how many shots I can get into my basket, making sure that I stay far enough away from the basket as I'm shooting. I'll shoot my 5 sock balls, then run over, get them all, and put them back by me, and then take shots again. So 1 minute, see how many I can get. You can challenge me, maybe you can get more than me. Ready? Let's begin.
In 3, 2,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got 10 points for that game. Maybe you did better than me and you got more, because I'm not the best at every sport. So have fun with this game. It's a game you can play in your house, in your room, and enjoy. Bye, boys and girls.